Welcome back to the channel. Didn't have myself in the
Why
live.
is the lighting so bad?
Why is it bad? You want it brighter?
There's a huge shadow on this side of my face.
Oh, that's because I had the
Holy
lights down low.
cow.
Had the lights down low. So hopefully you guys are doing good this Friday, the 4th of October. And didn't take me long to really come up with a topic to discuss until after I read a comment that someone left on my video. And it really got me thinking. And I think a lot of people need to hear this message today. The comment,
It's not eBay's fault.
well, we'll talk about that here in a minute, but I'm not going to mention the person's name. I respect everyone's opinion, and I do encourage you to comment. And that's why I'm not going to mention the person's name because everyone has a different situation when it comes to reselling. So I don't pretend to know this person's backstory, but the comment did hit home with me a little bit. The comment says, we could do a lot different, but, and that's capital B-U-T, I cannot do returns for any reason, quote unquote, returns for any reason, and 1-day shipping. I just can't do it. I have 3 kids. I'm a one-man operation right now. There's no reason to have multiple photos of something that's brand new, and I use a stock photo. No reason. So I replied, and this is the way I look at it. One-man operations can do extremely well with same-day shipping and buyer pays for returns. When you consider the reasons why you do these things, it's not about the individual processes, but more about the placement and search versus your competition. If you want to get more visibility on the platform, which equals more sales, then you have to do these things to stay competitive. As for photos, there's a number of reasons. One being eBay places an importance on how many photos you place in your listings. And I refer to the listings quality report. I'm not sure what you sell, but if you don't sell the right stuff, you can put the extra time into your listings, have 1-day or even same-day shipping, accept returns at a 5% clip like I do, and you can do great on eBay. I'm living proof of that. Never sell yourself short. And that's the message today, guys. Don't sell yourself short. Never limit yourself. And as Rob Schneider said,
You can do it.
And that's the way I feel. You can do it. All right. I'm nothing special, right? I'm out here. I'm grinding every day. I'm trying to make this thing work on eBay, mostly eBay. We do other platforms as well, but the majority of our income comes on eBay. And when I get days like Wednesday where I got nothing, 0, and then I follow it up with a almost $800 day, $782. And then today we're sitting here at $49.99, like I'm some bad infomercial or something. So, this is enough to make people crazy and just say, you know what, I quit. And I have a video I'm going to drop tomorrow that is a scenario where it just makes you want to quit. But I'm not going to quit. I'm not going to let little things get in my way. Now, everyone's situation is a little bit different. So you might have, I don't have 3 kids in my house, so I can't begin to pretend like I know. Well, I remember what that was like, but I had a 9-to-5 job at the time. But I do see what Josh Galt goes through. He has kids that have baseball, school. He juggles things left and right, and he has 60-day returns. He has 1 day. I believe he has 1 day handling on his shipping, and he has multiple platforms. He built his own site, and he's making it work. So this idea, and he's not using stock photos, by the way. So this idea that you have to do it this way because life is preventing you from doing it this way, I think a lot of times we're in our own way, and that's why we're doing it, or we're in our own comfort zone and we do things this way. No returns is comfortable. Nobody, unless that person forces a return, I don't have to deal with returns. So, who cares about placement? One stock photo, fine with me, because my buyers are buying the item, and hey, 1 or 2 a day is fine with me. And then dealing with other factors, and I haven't even talked about promoted listings yet, but how long it takes for me to ship this thing, in an ever increasing world where there's a demand on getting the stuff now today. Guys, you got to be willing to get out of your comfort zone and stop. If you really rely on this income, You really got to start treating it as a business. And that might mean sitting down and saying, okay, we're going to come up with some processes here, and this is how we're going to do all these things. Otherwise, if you're happy with what you're dealing with these things that's going on, and you're not worried about sales and trying to increase your sales, then keep doing what you're doing. But for the others out there, you really need to get yourself going. And I don't know how else to tell you other than what I've said, but either you want this bad enough and you're going to make it work, or you're not, and stop using excuses. And for heaven's sake, don't use your kids as an excuse for why you can't ship out one day handling, or, as why you can't take returns, because people know how to force returns. And it says really not a whole lot about your product if you're saying no returns. As a buyer, people aren't going to want to buy that kind of thing. So look at tech and sports. The man has kids. He worked until 2 a.m. some mornings and got up at 5 a.m. Now, I'm not suggesting that you do that, but he wanted it bad enough to where he made those sacrifices to build his empire to where it was. And no one's suggesting that everyone should be doing that. But if you want this thing bad enough, there's a compromise in between where you're at right now and where, say, Tekken took it. And you can find that place where you could still spend time with your family and do the other things that you want to do. So that's kind of where I'm at, guys. I'm going to keep grinding. I can't do anything about eBay. eBay has been crazy for me this week. I could tell you Wednesday was just nuts. No sales. Well, I'll take that back. I had 2 sales followed by 2 cancellation requests within 30, 40 minutes. And it's like, okay, I guess I'm on the app, not the app, but I'm on the website on ebay.com working on my main account. I'm already signed in, and it's asking me to do CAPTCHA just to look at my messages. Now, mind you, I already listed an item. So if I wasn't someone doing something nefarious, I could have listed something crazy. And you're asking me to verify who I am, just checking the messages. I also looked at help and contact, and it did the same thing. So it was just going crazy, asking me to identify pandas and lions. And I called eBay and put in a ticket. The next day, $782 in sales. I don't know. So we have Fred here with us. Thanks for being here, Fred. Nice to see you.
We would be honored if you would join us.
Not seen you before, so nice to see you. Welcome here. We got Pitco. You gotta love Star Wars, man. And you know what? Ripped to the late James Earl Jones.
You're a little late for that. He died like 2 weeks ago.
I don't care.
A week ago.
I don't care. He's James Earl Jones. Mm-hmm. So he gets more than one day of mourning. Pitco says, hope you all had a good week. I've had a busy week, and eBay sales not been too bad this week either. Andy Reno says, first to hit the like button. I'm not sure you can prove that. How many people have hit the like button? How many people 32. Are trying? So 32 out of 83 people want to get a sale within the next 24 hours. I mean, it's just simple as that. I'm not promising you how much you're going to get a sale for, but it works. Mike Camparelli says, hi, John and Jenna and FA fam. You're absolutely right. Mindset is everything. It comes before every other aspect of reselling as the number one ingredient to success. If you think you can't, you won't. Exactly. Now, thinking you can is not going to produce different sourcing opportunities, but having a positive outlook is going to get you out there looking, maybe doing something different that you didn't do before. If you're just thinking, woe is me, I'm not making any money on the platform, and therefore, my sales are going to suck. Well, that ain't going to get you motivated to do anything different. You're probably going to do a lot less than you were before, and it's going to get to a point where you're doing nothing. And now we're wondering why we're not making money on the platform. Sales are out there. I don't care what the economy looks like. There's people out there that need/want the items that are up on the platform. Otherwise, sales wouldn't happen for anyone. And if you want to be part of that action, you need to get your act together. And I'm going to be the one to say it. Now, I'm not perfect, but I can tell you, I get up every day and I put my game face on and we go to work. And results are out of my control. Wellington says, you see your boy hasn't learned, still buying garbage. Nobody wants bankrupt, waiting to happen. Wow. Don't know what you're talking about. If you're talking about me, Wellington, I got news for you, buddy. I'm doing well on eBay, and I'm not bragging, but it's that comment is for people like you that want to throw shade at people. So, you know, I got money in the bank, man. What do you got?
How about you kick rocks?
Maya says, hello. Thanks for being here, Maya. And I'm fired up today because you know what? I know it can be done. I know you can do it. I think a lot of people are just in their own way. And I got to tell you, even some of the stuff that I'm buying in liquidation, it can be disappointing. There's the video I'm going to be putting out tomorrow. But overall, it's still really, really good. There's a demand for this stuff. And that's why it's working. Andy Reno says, whether you think you can or whether you think you can't, you're right. Well, if you think you can't, you're gonna prove yourself right, right? If you have that mindset of I can't, you think you're gonna get out there and put in that extra effort when you probably should. Probably not. Chastity says, hello all, happy Friday, nice to see you. Duncan VR says 3-day weekend here, but we lose an hour thanks to daylight savings.
Is that this weekend? Oh wait, no, he's in Australia. Ours is in November.
I know, we're getting close though. Now sending 30 items to India, and I'm just about to hit the like. How is Jeannie today? I missed the last show. I hope not too late.
I hope no late fee.
Oh, no late fee. Well, whatever.
You get a late fee.
Howdy, FA fam. Raining hard here. Where's Henri Squad?
Oh, I forgot.
Flip It Good says happy Friday. Nice to see you. Pico says your greatest obstacle is often yourself. With determination, you can overcome any challenge.
Absolutely.
And I could have said to myself on Wednesday, you know what? I'm done with this. I just don't want anything to do. I was pretty frustrated at eBay, but I got out there and I just got to work. And the no sales day drove me even more to do what I have to do. Now, both stores are, I think the main store is right around 200 items. And the secondary store is now over 200, up from like 140, and we're just going to get it up. That means that secondary store is going to get up to about 400 or 500 items by the end of the year. I think it's going to grow, and I'm okay with that.
In my store?
Yeah.
Oh no,
Ping G.
I'm not okay
well, but as far as account maintenance, I pretty much do that. I do most of the account maintenance on that. You can look at me all you want, but I'm sending offers on that account all day long.
On my account?
I am.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
Okay. I'm telling you I am. Ping G says, hello, John and Jenna in the chat. Happy Friday to everyone.
Hi, Ping.
And I'm listing in that account.
You're listing. You're not managing it.
Well,
don't.
She does the indirect sell similar.
You might see occasionally an offer that needs to be done because it may have just come in the last 30 minutes. But I'm in there all day, every day, doing something.
Doing what?
Well, a lot of times it's delist, relist, but it's cross listing and it's sending offers and it's all these things.
Okay. Private sellers on eBay UK now get 300 free listings. This may roll out to eBay US soon, but they have to pay for standard promoted business sellers not affected.
Private sellers, what the hell does that mean?
Private sellers means that you're just a standard Joe Schmo that's selling stuff out of your garage. You're not selling enough to be considered a business. Now, eBay has you classified either as a personal or a business account, and that's how they determine, what deals you're getting. Now, real quick, speaking of changes, we know eBay, they do UK or maybe Australia to see how these changes go. You're the kind of the testing ground for any US changes in many cases. But what about Poshmark? You guys hear about the things that's happening down at Poshmark. Effective Thursday, they changed their pricing model. It's 5.9% seller fees plus $1 to $3 depending on the price of the item or what it sells for. So, high end would be like $3 plus 5.9%. Now, the buyer is being asked to pay 5.99% along with the sort of the protections that they've always had, but they're sort of toting like, hey, we're going to give you this support on these items. If there's any kind of issue, you can contact us and we'll make it right, or that type of thing. So it kind of falls in line with what I had suggested when Mercari made the change to where the buyer's paying the entire fee and the seller pays no fees, I had said as a reaction to that, why not just make it a shared thing, a shared cost from the buyer and seller? And while I think it's better than it was, I think that they could have done it a little differently. Maybe lowered the seller fee to 12%, no buyer fee, and then eventually migrated it over to where the buyer shares half of that, like it is now. Because you're going to have buyers who are going to have sticker shock when they think they're buying that item for 30, turns out to be 32 or whatever it is. They may think there's something funny is going on. And I think as a seller on that platform on Poshmark, if you list it for 30, it should actually show like 32. That fee should be built in the price, so there's no surprises. So maybe they'll change it, maybe they won't, but I really think if you're not trying to drive buyers away, buyers see that, they feel like they've been bamboozled, even though it's 5.9%, and they may not buy it. Let's see. Gail's with us. Says, hey, John, Jenna, and fam. Thanks for being here. Archie Biscuit Butt says, hey. FAE fam, bam. And speaking of bam, we've got Keith says he's gifted 5 memberships. Can you tell us who got the memberships?
O2 Murray, Christine T. Anderson, Anas, CM Trades, and the Quirky Picker. Chad.
Awesome.
Oh, cool.
Well, thank you, Keith. And
thank you so much.
Welcome to the FAE membership family. I will be doing a roundtable, our October monthly roundtable live stream on Wednesday. So be here for that. Wednesday. This coming Wednesday. We'd like to do it the first Wednesday of the month, and that's what's coming. So we'll put out more details probably on Monday's show and let you guys know. And hopefully somebody out there would be willing, one of the members that we currently have is willing to not necessarily come on the show, but maybe pass on your store, and collectively we can look it over and talk about maybe some things that you could do differently. Not that I have all the answers, which is why the other members can be in there chiming in and putting in their 2 cents as well. I'm looking very pale, and Jenna's looking rather shady.
John normally has quite a bit of a tan, but he has not been out golfing as often as he would like.
It's been hot, man.
It's been way too hot here in the beautiful desert. I'm super ready for, maybe we should put some bronzer on you.
It's 102 degrees right now.
No, that's never right.
Callie Debs says, hello, John, Jen, and chat. I hope that everyone is doing well. Well, howdy to you. Thanks for being here.
Debs.
Nice to see you.
105 on October 4th, 2024.
We don't get fall.
I am over it.
We get either summer or winter. We don't get seasons in between. Glenda Bavona says, hi, John and Jenna, plus wonderful chat peeps.
Hi,
skipping
Glenda.
yard work so I can be on time for once.
Aww.
Yeah, who wants yard work anyway? We have yard work we probably need to be getting to.
No,
but
I'm gonna hire someone.
It is absolutely too hot to get out there and mess with these things.
It is too hot to do yard work in Las Vegas right now.
We have Larry Todd's in the house. Says howdy. Thanks for
howdy.
being here. I didn't say hi to Josh, did I?
Josh.
Maybe I did, maybe I didn't, but nice to see you, buddy.
Hi,
Simplify says he's in the house. Sales are slow, but I know if they pick up, they will pick up. And yep, listing good stuff is always keeping on listing. You want to read?
Well,
this is a challenge.
When you're reading and you mess up a word, you change the whole definition of what they say.
Would you like to try?
I know how to read.
This is like when she the few moments when she has something to say about a listing that I make, then I'll say, do you want to make the listings? It kind of works that way. Mike Gertis says, good evening. Thanks for being here, Mike.
Hi, Mike.
Absolute Fine says, hey, guys, thanks for all of your free info. Question, any advice on scaling a business? Thanks. Well, I'm kind of doing a
lot of things that go into scaling a business.
Like?
I mean, Do you have the room? Do you have um, the funds to buy the extra scaling of the business? You know,
The
you've got
inventory.
to have product.
Well,
What do you want to sell? What do you have access to?
well, there's a number of factors you have to look into. Number one, are you maxed out with your time? So, you can't, like for me, I have the time, but I have to do better with my time. So I realized that it's about managing my time better to get more out of my day. That's the one thing that I'm currently working on and addressing. Is not just like something you snap your fingers and it's fixed, but a lot of that comes with your processes. So how are you doing things? So if you're trying to maximize then the amount of time you have in the day, are you just working one listing from start to finish, or are you doing 10 listings, batching everything in between from, gonna photo all of them, clean all of them, going to photo all of them, going to test and clean all of them, going to then create my drafts for all of them, weigh all that stuff together, and then put it out. And that's your listings for the day or the time frame that you give yourself. And then, of course, it's room. As she had mentioned, we had an issue with space. Now we're trying to make this process work with now going to the new location every morning, picking up merchandise, bringing it here, and making that a part of our flow. And we haven't really gotten to that part of the process yet, because I left 2 pallets worth here that I want to get done first before I start bringing stuff. And the other storage unit, we have a solid like 6 or 7 pallets worth of stuff already there, with another one coming on Tuesday. So it's a really tough question, though, to answer as far as scaling a business. There's so many intangibles that come along with that question. But I would start looking at your time. Number one, do you have time to make it work? Maybe you have to find some help if you are maxed out on your current time. Henri Squaw says, everyone is entitled to their own business model. Do what works for you. Yeah, I agree. So
never limit yourself. I mean, don't put unnecessary walls up around your business that you can't grow.
See, I really believe that if you're happy with what you're doing, then none of this is directed at what you're doing. I mean, if you're happy with your performance, with your store, with the sales you're making, maybe you don't even rely on this income. It's extra income. Like Todd does. This is not his main source of income, but he's happy to get it, right?
Yeah, that's how he takes cruises.
Yeah. But if you're someone that's like, look, I've got 2 weeks to figure this out, otherwise I'm not going to be able to pay my rent, my mortgage, my bills, then you're on a different level. And I think that it's time to get out of your comfort zone and to really stop holding yourself back. And it could be from what you're selling to maybe you have good stuff, but you're not selling it right, or you're not playing eBay's game. And I got news for you guys. I know eBay gets on a lot of our nerves, and we're sick of the money grab. And for what we get, a lot of headaches on the platform. It's enough to make people have walked away. But if you continue to sell on the site and you continue to resist the things that eBay wants you to do, like maybe a return policy, or maybe the amount of time it takes you to ship, or even promoted listings, then you need to take a long look in the mirror and decide if this is something that you really want to do to pay your bills. Because I think a lot of people that keep resisting the things that the best practices that we talk about are the ones that are going to fall within. Remember, we talked about, what was it, 80% of people in the first year, they fail. Well, do you want to be in that 80, or do you want to be in the 20 that make it? And it's going to take some work and determination if you want to be in that 20%, which is why I get up every day. And I know that I'm going to fail a lot, but I'm going to keep pushing and making it work. Because today is a fail as far as the results. If I only looked at results, $49.99 as sales for today, it would be very depressing. It's not over. And you get a lot of times where we get done with this live, we get a lot of sales. I'm going to keep pushing forward. And I guess I could say what a lot of people are thinking. John, why are you up here telling people that they could do better? Let them fail. let people fail, because the more sellers out there selling potentially the same thing I am, the more difficult of a path I'm creating for myself, in theory, right? But I'm not wired that way. I want to see people succeed, and there's enough opportunities out there for sales where I don't think it's going to hurt my bottom line if I'm helping people get motivated to do better. And we got Larry Todd, who says,
"You can do it."
Moist. Chastity says, was able to change my listings back one day, handling on Wednesday when my power came back, shipped out 8 orders today. There you go.
Yay! And your power's back on. Yay!
Now, I wouldn't
Things
have
are
you
looking up.
Yeah, it is. And I wouldn't have you do this yet because it's just a little too soon. You know, you're still recovering. You guys are still recovering out there, even if you're not, you didn't take the brunt of the storm. But I would challenge you within the next few weeks, if you can, find a way. And this is kind of a way to manipulate the system a little bit, but you're on one day, see if you can do same day with like a 5 a.m. cutoff time. So it's still same day. It's better than one day. And it's pretty much the same kind of result, right? Because one day that person that's buying your item at 11:59 p.m. the night before, eBay is expecting you to ship it out the next day. That's the one day, right? Same day would be for you at a 5 a.m. cutoff would be any person like in the middle of the night, but you're getting more favor within the algorithm because you're same day and not one day. Something to think about. It's not a huge boost, but anything you can collectively do to improve your sales in the eyes of eBay, the better as far as I'm concerned. Maya says, yeah, I'm on the verge right now after seeing the changes with Poshmark, to be honest. Like if they kill that platform, for me, I'm just done, honestly. A lot of people love Poshmark. We get some decent sales on Poshmark.
No, I don't. Not
Well,
not lately.
I'm talking about the actual dollar amount per item. When I say decent sales, as you know, an item that would sell for 30 on eBay would sell for 35, 40 on Poshmark. So I'm just wondering, and we're going to talk about this a lot more in tomorrow's Profit Playbook podcast. But I'm wondering out loud, you know, what spawned this change? Is it reaction to Mercari? And how does eBay respond to this? Because eBay has been pushing the envelope to increase fees, and that's been sort of their business model. So what other platforms are going the opposite direction? What impact does that have on eBay? Thrift Gorilla says it's been kind of slow for me as well, but out of nowhere, I will make up those sales. It's almost like eBay gives us our general income every month. At least that's what I've seen as of late. Yeah, we get our monthly stipend, and it's presented to us, you know, differently every week, right? It's just not consistent. Callie Deb says, Posh has been good to me today. Okay, that's good to hear. Josh says, thank you for the shout out. Well, you know what? You're an example, Josh, of someone that has a lot on their plate, and you could just say, you know what, forget this whole Shopify thing that I'm doing. It's just too much for me. Between, you know, what I have going on, I can't even work in the same state/country. I have to go to another country just to work, cross the border every day. And when I get there, you know, I got all this stuff to do, but I still have my kids and I still have to take care of my family. And you could use all those things as reasons not to get half the stuff. You can only be doing half of what you're doing right now, but you're making it work. And that's more shout out to you for, you know, being an inspiration and doing what you do. Pitco says, is it for me or is it a bit darker in your office today? I don't know. Maybe it's the lighting. I don't know.
What it is. We can't ever get it right every time.
We do our best. Samantha says, hey, John and Jenna, how are you? You both look well. Hello, FAE viewers. Now, how are you feeling today?
You don't want to know.
Well, I do know, but I just want to share with the audience.
Why?
She's having some teethy issues. I'm
having a rough day.
Yeah. So I'm
having a toothache.
But it's a weird one. It's a weird one. And I'm not sure I don't think it's an actual real toothache. I think we went for massages on Tuesday, and I guess she got a scalp massage. Mm-hmm. And then after they did that, like her tooth was going crazy for some reason. And then she said she took a shower and it was feeling better. She took a shower and was washing her hair, and her tooth was going crazy.
Mhm.
So you got a button up there that's doing something.
It's every time there's any of this going on my head, my tooth starts to hurt, and it hurts so bad. It's not like my gums hurting, it's my actual tooth. And it's so hard to describe, but
It's weird.
it's just strange. I don't know.
Larry Todd, I use my dogs as excuses for not shipping. Jerry Johnson says, hi, John, Jen, and FAE family. Thanks for being here.
Hi, Jerry.
Samantha says, John, if you don't mind saying, did you lose some weight? Looks like you lost 10 pounds since Monday. Well, thank you. That was the best comment of the day. I appreciate that. Very, very nice of you. No, probably not. Just, you know, it's funny is she was breaking out some old videos from when we lived in California, and on a day where it was like raining, and I went outside and I put my hands in the air because, you know, we just love the rain. And I'm like, I don't look a whole lot different than that guy right there.
No, but your hair was definitely not as gray as silver.
That has nothing to do with the weight, though.
No.
Thrift Gorilla says, I think a lot of those people who order and cancel right away are there to harvest positive feedback, because a lot of sellers will give positive feedback as soon as they get an order. That's a really good point.
That's a good point.
You know, how do you build but see, here's the thing. The number of people that I see doing that aren't zero feedback buyers. They actually have established feedback. You know, you're looking to see who these people are. And I don't always notice that. So I don't see someone that's established themselves as using that tactic. I just really think that people don't read. You know, we maybe say something, an accessory is not included or something like that. They're quick to buy, and then they start reading. This is the same people who ask questions after they buy your item instead of before they buy your item. Patrick Murphy says, why, yes, hello, panel and chat. Flying by to say hi and light up that thumbs up. Yes. Nice. Well, thank you, Patrick. Nice to see you. And do hit that thumbs up to get your sale. Tease Flip says, evening all. Thanks for being here. I believe it's Tracy, right? I think I have that right. Jerry Johnson says, I got 2 sales on Monday right after the live ended. There you go.
Oh, nice. See, within 24 hours.
And Monday was not all that good for us at all. And we had most of our sales came after the show. Yeah. EVS says, hi, John and Jen and FA family. Shipping question, sort of. My clear tape from Walmart smells awful. Anyone else have that issue? Some things smell bad.
I don't have that issue, but that
we're talking about the tape. So the tape we get,
just the clear tape, not like, it's weird.
No, I understand.
Does it smell like plastic? Like,
I have these headphones right here.
Oh,
don't fall on me. Don't fall on me. These ones right here, these Razer Ultimates. Now, these things, I don't know. These things wanted to work. I paired them up. Now they didn't work. But do they smell? No, they don't. Do they smell? Because I was thinking the same thing. Like I put them on to try to hear, and they have this smell to them. Like it's.
Yeah, they have a smell.
But not a BO smell. It's more like a plastic, like a.
It's like, yeah.
It's like that tape smell. Yeah, it's like that tape smell you're talking about. I don't know. But
no, I haven't had that issue. Thank goodness.
I want to shout out.
You lost.
I don't care. I'll put it back. I want to shout out Rob something. I don't know the numbers he puts behind his name. Yeah, I think he does. But this right here, he recommended. It is the, what is it called? The EcoFlow F3 River or something like that. And this is a power bank. And I'm going to be using this at the storage unit so I can plug in items to test. And what's really cool is it'll show all the, you know, how much power you have and how many hours of use and all this stuff. So it's a pretty cool device. It was like about $150, but besides, powering it up every day and taking it to the storage unit to test stuff before I bring it back home, if the power ever goes out, those of you in like North Carolina know what I'm talking about. You have no power, at least for a little while. You have a way to get your phone charged and basic stuff like a fan or whatever running. So it's good to have at the house. Harlan's with us, says, hey, everyone. So nice to see you, Harlan.
Harlan's watching us.
Yeah, he's supposed to go to the Usher concert in Las Vegas in November. So hopefully he's still doing that. Spam says, aloha, family. Keep pushing forward.
Hello, Spam.
Hey, Spam. You and Primo. It was funny. I was driving from dropping off the pallet at the storage unit, and I'm like, yeah, they're going to be on today at 10. No, I guess they're not. So they're not on. They're on Mondays and Wednesday mornings, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. Henri Squaw says, I have a question. Is that all that anyone talks to you about, how they are not getting sales?
It's a very good, big portion of what people talk about.
Well, mind you, this person didn't mention anything about sales. They said that we could do a lot different, but I cannot do all these things. Now, my answer, if I knew they were doing well in sales, I would say keep doing what you're doing and be happy about it. But that is the kind of remark that someone who's like trying to figure it out and they're like, I just can't do the things that you're saying we need to do. Well, if you can't do those things, it's going to be very, very difficult to get sales. But there's a lot of people who are struggling to make sales. Then they're watching these videos. They're trying to glean any piece of information they can that they can use for themselves to maybe give themselves that boost and there's so much involved that whatever tidbit I give may not be the answer. There's so many different reasons for why people are struggling. But yes, we get a lot of people that are commenting that in the comments. Maya says lack of sales is a common theme throughout the whole community right now in every platform.
Yeah.
Thrift Gorilla says, I thought they got rid of daylight savings here in America.
They talked about it, but they never did anything about it.
A lot of talk, no action.
Yeah, seems like
Maya,
common everyday thing.
Trust me, it's in the Poshmark groups I follow too.
Mm-hmm.
The low sales, right? Mm-hmm. And sales are out there. They're harder to come by.
Your light hasn't shined down on you yet.
Yeah, we had a quick lighthouse shine on us fast, and then it was like flash mode.
It just was one of those disco lights where it just real fast and it went on. Mike
says life has its challenges, but let's be reminded about those in need. National media isn't covering what happened with Helena. Be thankful for all that is given to us because it could be gone. Yes, it could be.
Absolutely.
Think of all the resellers that, I'm just saying resellers. I mean, that's a small portion of who's being affected, but there's a number of resellers that can't run their business today because of what happened, right? And they have no business. Their business is gone. They don't have anything to, that's their business. That's their income. They're pretty much going to have to start from scratch. And I think all they're getting is $750.
That's only if they're approved. It's a whole bunch of bullshit is all I can say.
Christopher Nutter says, hi. Thanks for being here, Christopher. Okay. Nice to see you. Duncan says, Jenna, what is the missed last show fee? Only $10,000. Monopoly money.
$10,000.
How about 5 memberships? Oh, you did that already. So you're paid up. Very good. No, actually, that was Pitco did that for you.
Yeah, Keith did
he did that for you. But nonetheless, you're here.
We'll waive the fee for you this time.
Thrift Gorilla is looking at the popcorn because we were probably getting into our little
nagging at each other.
But we love it. We enjoy what we do. We enjoy our company, our own company. Pitco says
most of the time.
Josh Galt said it well. Don't be afraid to fail. As long as you keep trying, you will find the one that works or something like that. But I'll add to that. Don't be afraid to fail. But if you keep trying the same thing, you're going to keep getting similar results and you're going to get very frustrated. So make sure that you are trying something different, even if it's a small tweak to what you're doing. That could have, like, for instance, your titles. Maybe it's the way you structure your titles that could have all the difference in the world. There's been times I've had an item that didn't sell and all I did was change the title around and it sold within a day or two. So maybe it is what you're doing. Ashley says, John, you're asking dangerous questions.
Yes, Ashley, thank you.
I'm used to asking those questions.
He does, because he's not afraid.
Susan Phelps says, any sale I get is a success. Just got to keep posting. Success does not come at once. You just got to keep going, and hopefully one day success in big numbers will come your way. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is. And, how much of the success is because eBay is saying this store is only going to do X, Y, Z. And if we see that they're growing this is Josh's thought process on this. He's trying to, I'm actually seeing it his way in that maybe you're growing at like 5% and it's like, oh, that's too much growth for this store where other stores aren't growing so fast. So we're going to slow this guy down and maybe pass the sales on. eBay has interest to kind of keep stringing people along to think that they're going to be making great sales. But, unfortunately, we're going to just keep going. We're going to keep pushing, and we're going to make this thing work. And we have made it work. Christopher says, should have John and Jenna challenge. Should have a John and Jenna challenge.
John and Jenna challenge what?
They want a John and Jenna
challenge. What kind of challenge?
I don't know. Maybe a listing challenge. What
the heck is happening here?
I have no idea. Our camera's going crazy, whatever that was.
What just happened?
I have no idea. That was weird. So hopefully you guys are still with us, but that was crazy. We got the Twilight Zone going on in here. Big Dre says, sold a pair of boots on Poshmark yesterday for $120, but no sales on any platforms today. I am only listing 2 or 3 items a day, stretching what I source on the weekend. It'll be that way now on. Just keep pushing. Josh says, way worse to never try than to try and fail. Try and fail is still trying. Can you imagine how good of a basketball player Michael Jordan would have been if all he did was pass? He might have gotten a lot of assists, and he might have been considered like a really good point guard, but he would never have been considered the greatest. What are you doing, by the way?
Can you put this back on the screen for 1 second?
Big Dre? Why? Are you trying to look his thing up? Okay. Thrift Gorilla says, have you noticed that media mail is getting kind of expensive now? It's cheaper to send Ground Advantage. I don't send much media mail, but I'm wondering if they're trying to kill it off. I would start using Ground Advantage because it's faster than media mail, and you have that $100 in protection, right? So something to consider on that. I don't think there's any insurance included on media mail last time I used it. Glenda says, congrats to all the winners of the membership. So yes, congrats to you guys. Patrick says, yeah, no, as a buyer, I wouldn't wanted to pay a fee.
Yeah.
But what if that means that you're going to see lower items on the platform? I can understand, like, hey, make it known to the buyers. If the buyers know, like I go to buy liquidation, I know that I'm going to have to pay in some places 11%, some places 15% over and above what the winning bid is. I know that, I accept that. So last time I logged on to Poshmark, there isn't like some big banner that says, hey, we made some changes. If you're buying on the platform, you might find lower prices, but you're dealing with 5.99%. I think that they're afraid. And that's a tough thing about transparency. Do you really want all your buyers to know what you've done? Because I don't see any. On Thursday, I went on there and I don't see any announcement at all that these changes were made. Mm-hmm. And I just think,
I don't even know, where did you get the thing you sent me?
Oh, I just did a search on Google, and shout out to Rockstar Flipper. He was one of the first ones to put that information out on his video. It came out on, I believe, Wednesday before it happened, which got me looking at it. And I just wonder what the impact on eBay is going to be, though. Dark Horse Production says, mom's pissed about my taxes, and they're nearly done until she intervened, having to start all over again. And she's pissed because another deferral is in order. Ooh, well, I don't know a whole lot about deferrals or extensions and all that, but I think, like, for many, it's like middle or end of October for the first one. Big Dre, I have to call FedEx as buyer open undeliverable or undelivered item case without contacting me. Do you think that's worth blocking on eBay. It's annoying when they don't bother to contact you first. It's annoying. I even had some guy open an item not received on just that little $6 shotgun shell holder that we sell, and I have a ton of them.
Got a sale.
So if he would have reached out to me and said, "Hey, this hasn't arrived," I'd have been, "Look, man, I'm gonna send another one out to you right away." But he opened a case, and I said, "Look, you're kind of putting me in a catch-22 now, because if I send this item to you, right, I still have to act on this item not received case in 3 days. Otherwise, you're going to get a refund, and you're going to get now 2 shotgun shell holders. So can you close the case, and I'll get one right out to you." Not only was he willing to do that, he said, "Let's give it another day. I'll wait another day before you send one out to me." And as luck would turn out, the original package arrived, and he was all too happy. So didn't have to refund anyone and didn't have to send out another one. So that worked out. Shopping with Cheryl says, "I got 2 sales earlier, probably because they knew I'd be into like the video." Let's look for another sale in the next 24 hours. Henri Squaw says, "I'm sure I'm in the minority as per usual, but I like the Poshmark fee restructure." So
I haven't seen any benefits from it yet, so I won't know until it happens.
So we as sellers got to kind of look at it. We have a tendency of only looking, and I'm not saying you're doing this, but a lot of sellers, including myself, initially have a tendency of saying, "Wow, 5.99% plus anywhere from $1 to $3. That's my final fee. That's sure better than 20%." But we also got to look at it from the standpoint of the buyer, because what good are selling fees if you went from making sales to now you're making less sales? I mean, I think a lot of people, and there's people out there, this is what makes me crazy. There's people out there, I'm not saying anyone watching this video or live stream, but there's people out there who would rather pay less in fees and make fewer sales than make more in sales, double their sales in some cases, with a higher fee structure. I don't know. Now, it could be that some people are sourcing incorrectly. They're paying too much for the things that they're sourcing, and they only have 5 to 10% when it's all said and done. Then I can see why they would be pushing back on any kind of fee increase and celebrating when fees go down. But if that's the case, if that's where you're at, if you're dealing with, I'm not making enough profit, it might be in the beginning of this whole thing and how you're buying. Dark Horse is having issues, so I don't want to put that out there. Ashley Sims says, "I second that idea, Jenna." Callie Deb says, "The temp dropped to 90 here today in California."
Well, as soon as they get some hope for some cooler weather in California, then there's hope for us.
We had it 2 weeks ago, and then it got hot again.
Yeah, it's like somebody turned the heat off or down, and then they turned it right back up.
Look at Josh Galt bragging away.
Stop bragging.
60 degrees
You're
Fahrenheit.
such a bragger, Josh.
Susan says, "You might start getting lower offers on Posh. They're really going to pay more. This is good for sellers. Might lower prices to get a sale." Because you have more room to work with, right?
Right, but then they boast about all this. Oh, more money in your pocket, blah blah blah. Well, you're going to have to lower the price because people are going to see the fees and not want to pay what they originally would have paid for.
Juan says, "Happy Friday, Banger Week. Sales hit 8,000 for the last 7 days."
Yes,
that's absolutely outstanding.
Good job, Juan.
I want to be like Juan when I grow up.
Me too.
Maya says, "I already started getting the lower offers on Posh."
That's what I'm saying.
And Maya's irritated with how these platforms always present these changes. They're basically lying, saying you'll get to keep more money in each sale, not if you have to sell it lower.
Exactly what I'm saying.
But this is their way to manipulate, because any change that they make, they have to sell it to you, right? And when it comes to sales, it's how the person buying, in this case, you're buying their story, feel about what they're trying to push on you. My buyers aren't going to pay more for an item than what it's worth. I can't expect to get the same amount for an item if the buyer has to pay the fee.
Right.
Yeah, that's true. Ashley says, I actually had not one, but 2 sales on Bonanza last week.
Whoa.
I don't even know what happened with Bonanza.
You know what I was thinking? Why isn't my account hooked up to Bonanza?
I mean, we can do that.
I think we could possibly get more sales from my crap.
Who do you think Bonanza is? You know what Bonanza is, right?
Yes, I do. But what I'm saying is my junk that is in there, lots of parts.
I mean, we can do it, but I'm telling you right now, I haven't seen a sale. I was getting 1 sale a month consistently, and I haven't seen a sale in like 6 months on that site. So to me, it's more of a joke site than anything else.
No, I get it, but I'm just saying, what would it hurt to put my account on, give it its own?
No, it won't hurt anything as long as you're going to be willing to look at it, because they have no app to give you notifications like the other sites do. So that's my biggest problem with Bonanza. Rob something says, batching tasks is the biggest time saver I've found. I think it is, because you're doing photos, so you're going to spend this next hour photoing all the things that you plan to list. So now you have all your photos on your camera or on your phone, and that's something you don't have to deal with anymore. So maybe it's now, there's got to be an order to it all. I mean, of course, testing, cleaning, photo. Don't do that in a different order, because the last thing you want to do is take photos of something that you haven't even tested yet. But figure out whatever your process is and just try it. Maybe you don't have a batch process, but maybe you're trying to figure out a way to get more stuff done. Try maybe the next time you're doing a day's worth of listing, do it in a batch. Start from the beginning to the end, all doing like everything, all the items you have, doing the same thing for that item. That makes sense. Susan says, we are at 84 degrees in Southeast Texas.
That's nice.
You need gifts, goods, and books. Says, hope you're having a good Friday and hope you're doing well, you two.
Well,
yes.
Thank you. We hope you're doing well.
Yes. Silver Hair says, me scale up. Oh, hell no. 4 hours a day for an extra 25,000 is it for me.
God, I wish that's all I could do.
Or did you mean to put $25?
No.
I don't know.
He's doing very well.
I know he is. Bearded Picker says, moist, moist, moist 3 times and I show up.
Ew.
And the beard is moist too when you show up. Why is it moist? Harbor's Hope says, I love Silver Hair's thinking. Dark Horse Productions says, still encountering some issues, so we're not going to put it out there. Keith says, well, they changed private sellers to no fees, which made business sellers mad. And then as a small blow to eBay, Vinted Pro launched. And I think Vinted had no fees as well, right? It's sort of I could see how it's annoying. It would be annoying to me to know that I'm up against competition, even though they're private sellers that don't have to pay the same fees as I have to pay, right? It's the playing field isn't level. Beard says, John's biggest trouble, living life as a big snack. Pumpkin, come on, Pumpkin. We talked about this, Pumpkin. You can't say things like that on the show. Says Justin Trudeau likes to speak moistly to Canadians. Samantha says, yeah, John, but all that you're saying, comply with eBay. We should be getting viewership every other minute. That's not happening with me. I can do all that eBay asks, but when is it enough? There's an answer though. It may not be an eBay thing. It could be a price thing. We haven't really said much about the price. I know that, like, for instance, Primo Chemo and Spam, they lowered a lot of their prices last week. And what happened? They got more sales, right? So people are price sensitive. They're looking for the best deal. They might have been about to buy your item, but they found someone else selling a similar item at a much lower rate or price. So they went with that. Could be what you're selling. I don't know what you're selling, but I know a lot of people get irritated when I say that. But you know what? Someone has to. Could be a number of things that goes well beyond eBay's control. But as far as when is enough until they go out of business, until they show that nobody's making sales, I'm going to do everything that I can to continue to make sales. And that's through doing things that eBay wants me to do to what I'm selling on the platform. Beard says, I hit the thumbs up only once so far. I demand my sale.
Well, the more you use the M word, the
You're
more
not-
you're not gonna get any more sales.
You're not very patient. We say 24
No, he is
hours, not
not
24
patient.
minutes.
Did
Let's
you say
see.
minutes?
Yes, we don't. If you have the
20
patience of 24 minutes,
Oh.
the thumbs up doesn't work for you. Rob says, I don't want to talk about that. That's something else. Dre says, I've been selling the tools I paid $400 for, $1,400 worth. I wish I had the cash to buy more, but I paid to fix my SUV and still have to fix my truck to go to the flea market.
Yeah.
Yep, you got to keep forking out money to
Just keep going, buddy. Just keep going.
Beard says sales dipped past 3 days. Damn eBay. Oh wait, dummy, your promoted listings ended and you didn't restart. Bad Beard.
Wow.
I mean, how many people see a decline in sales and they're like, oh, I didn't restart my markdown sale? Used to happen to me all the time.
Well, you need to do it on my account. I'll tell you that right now.
It's not on there anymore?
No, it's only on a few items.
Okay, we'll have to figure that out. Maya says he could apply to a healthcare job. Before I quit my job, they couldn't even get anyone to apply, let alone hired. We all suffer together working in healthcare, regardless of the demographic. Yeah. Beard says, I hit the thumbs up on Bearded Show 2-sale guarantee, but that's like in the next.
You can't take our thing.
See,
You
Beard's
just
like
can't.
Beard's like eBay. He's not transparent.
No, he's not.
He says 2-sale guarantee. He actually didn't say by the end of the year. So anybody can guarantee that. Samantha, that's the worst. The toothache. Feel better, Jenna.
Man, it's like I put on some numbing stuff on it before we came on, and that's already gone.
When John plays the clapping sound, it sounds like a toilet flushing. Is that how the Australian toilets sound? Because our toilet doesn't sound. Or there's something in your toilet that you're trying to pass down that's not supposed to be flushed. You want, you need says, I have experienced that. I don't automate feedback anymore because of that.
Yeah, that's.
What about this? There's 2 ways to automate feedback: after they pay and after they leave you feedback, right? So I would say try one or the other, but don't not leave feedback. I really think it's part of the whole eBay process. Are you going to find lower sales because of it? No, I'm not saying that, but I really do think that just to automate everything that you can that doesn't have an impact on your business like that is the way to go. Susan says, had 3 sales a day, 2 on eBay and 1 on Facebook. Good for me.
Good
for
job,
you.
Susan.
You're outdoing me today. That's awesome.
You're outdoing me.
Brian Switzer says, went to the doctor several years ago with what I thought was a horrible toothache. Turned out I had an ear infection, and that's what hurt. Nerves are weird things.
Mine's in the front. It's right here.
Oh, the nerves still wrap around.
No, I know, but
What do you
I
think?
just don't understand what a head massage would do. I mean, I guess they're all connected in some way or another. Just like when you get like a foot massage, it's supposed to stop making fun of me. You have nerves that are in your feet that will control like other parts of your body. I have to go.
When they're moving all that squishy stuff
You
around.
know what? Just go ahead and F all the way off.
Christy K's Thrifty Ways. I got 2 sales after the thumbs up. It works. It's exciting. What can I say? Very good. Larry Todd, I smell worse than tape, so no problem here. Yeah, if there's an issue with your own smell, then I think sometimes even bad tape smells good. Pitco says, have you noticed that the clear tapes stick better than the brown parcel tape, or is that just a UK thing? I don't use the brown parcel tape. Now we use paper tape, and that sticks great to boxes. It doesn't stick good to tape if there's already tape on the box, and vice versa. Tape doesn't stick well to cardboard. It sticks very good to existing tape that's on the box. Nick says, you should have done an ad for EcoFlow and got that thing for free. Yeah. I mean, sometimes I get what you're saying. I don't. It's not about trying to get things for free, or like Jaden's. They approached me, and I probably could go to like photo room, as much as I talk about them and say, hey, I'm already shouting you out, get me they probably already have an affiliate marketing program I probably can do. But, I just like showing you guys cool things that really, really work for us, things that we're using. And maybe someone's out there with a similar situation that they are going to a storage unit and they'd love to be able to test their items, but most storage units don't have a plug. And to do that would save them the hassle of bringing it home, testing it, finding out it doesn't work, rather than maybe just putting in a pile at the storage unit when they find out it doesn't work. And this is something that Rob something passed on to me. I was looking at like 3 or 4 different ones. I was actually going to settle on one that was about $350, and he showed me this one that was only a fraction of that, $159 or something like that. Jay Odom says, I like clear tape. And you'll like the clear tape even better if you have the 3-inch tape. It's so much better. EVS Spam Banshee, yeah, mine is very strong. Had to put out on back porch several days. That's the smell of that tape, I think. Samantha Hunter, my fear for all my resellers I'm familiar with and others is, God forbid you get a bad storm like Helene. How do you recover if items are lost? So, you have your insurance, right? Now we have most of our stuff that hasn't been listed is in the storage unit. There was a storage unit that was on the other side of town that did burn up. We're talking about this with the people at the storage unit a couple weeks ago. And those people are insured up to a certain amount. So, that's the only thing you can do is get that insurance money and just buy again and start up again. Chastity says, just got a power station today with a solar panel hookup. Of course, it showed up after the power is repaired, but I'll be prepared if needed. Yeah, I just didn't want to fork out the additional money for solar, given that, anytime we have any kind of a power outage here, it's no more than an hour or two. And it's not all, that's not to say it'll never happen. But for my needs, what I'm using it for is a daily usage. So I charge it overnight, take it to the storage unit. And the idea is that I'm going to take home, I want to take home at least 6 to 10 functional items that I can test that work. And then the parts repair, probably 2 or 3, because I can get like 3 or 4 parts from that broken item that I can sell in the other account. That's kind of the way it is. Mr. Bob says, tell your wife to smile. I tell her that all the time. I think it's because she's really a trooper and she's dealing with that pain. But I have told her that before. Maya says, I feel like with Helene, storing my inventory would be the least of my worries. Yeah, it would be definitely the least of your worries. There's people that are bringing in like food and water for people. And heck, if I was within that general area, I would be compelled to try to do something. Harlan's Reselling Adventures. I'll be in Vegas November 14th to 17th, ready to see Usher on the 15th. So yes, we got to hook up, maybe go to dinner or something. Samantha says, I just keep thinking about Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, and others. Yeah. What they're going through is you could have your worst sales day and it's not going to add up to what they're dealing with. Mr. Bob says, daylight savings time is the least of our worries in America. Yeah, it's just a thing we're used to. MB Designs, Texas, does same-day shipping exclude the weekends? I have 1-day shipping, but I might change mine to same day. Same-day shipping does exclude weekends. So if I make a sale on Friday after 9 a.m., so my cutoff is at 9 a.m. on Friday. So if same day, I make a sale at 9:01 a.m., eBay is expecting me to ship that out on Monday. Nature Made in Utah. If you get a Vero, do you find that eBay punishes you for a few days by not promoting your stuff? Not necessarily not promoting your stuff. It's really hard to say. Some people, let me get out of your way here. Some people say there's no impact at all. I'm in the camp that it's a very small impact, meaning that maybe instead of, halfway down the first page, you might be a little bit lower by a few slots, but it shouldn't be a situation where your items aren't seen at all. And if you need to check that, I would have ideally someone that somewhere else check a few listings for you to see if it comes up for them when they search for it. But if you're suspecting that you're being, you're being shadowed, or what do they call it, blacklisted by eBay. Spam says we have 3 devices watching your live right now. That's awesome. We do the same thing. Like when she's in there shipping is about the time when you guys are doing your show.
I'm always shipping when you guys are on.
So she'll have hers on. I'll have mine in here, and I'll also have mine in the garage, because I'm back and forth between here and the garage, because between doing the listings, I'm doing half of the listing out there, half of the listings out in here. So when you're watching a live show, you don't want to be pausing stuff, because you want to be part of the show. That's just the way we work it. Big Dre says, just got my return delivered from FedEx. Customer said they didn't fit the few women's items. I have a high chance of being returned. You probably do. And that's why a lot of people don't like selling women's clothing, because there's a higher chance of returns with the women's clothing than the men's clothing. I think we've talked about that before on this channel, that women tend to return their clothing items more than men do. Rob something, $750 is not all anyone gets. It's an immediate emergency cash payment to get people through the immediate crisis until their actual needs can be determined.
It is not correct. That is not an immediate payment. They have to get approved for the $750. If you're following any of it, which I'm following all of it, the media is telling you that, but the people are telling you what's really going on.
You're getting a little indignant right now.
I'm not indignant. Don't
She
use
hates that word.
word.
She hates that I use that word. Maya says, I'm confused about the insurance coverage aspect, though. It sounds like a lot of people will get screwed over. They had floating but didn't have flood coverage. Flooding but didn't have flood coverage, which most of them didn't.
No, they're all getting screwed.
Beard says, I just hacked your internet. I'm in charge of this, Bihach.
No, you're not, sir. Hey, so you can't take that much credit.
Susan says, take 2 regular strength Tylenol and 3 regular strength Tylenol. That is what my dentist told me. Works like prescribed pain med. Take all at once.
Hold on, what?
Take 2 regular strength Tylenol and 3 regular strength Tylenol.
Strength.
Isn't that 5 regular strength Tylenol? 2 regular strength Tylenol and 3 regular strength Tylenol would be 5. So why wouldn't she just take 5?
And take all at once?
Okay, we need it.
Susan!
I'm glad you're not writing our prescriptions. Samantha says, I thought you wanted to smack or kiss him. Ha ha ha.
Yes, there are times where I definitely want to smack him, and then other times I'll kiss him.
Rob something says, that EcoFlow ran my mother-in-law's oxygen machine for a little over 6 hours during a power outage. Packs a punch for the size and price.
Praise the Lord.
Yeah, it's a good machine. I tried plugging. The hell did I plug? I tried to plug in a coffee maker into that. It's one of those commercial bun, the ones with the top warmer, and the one you see at like Denny's, or in Beard's case, Waffle House. That kind of a thing, and it wouldn't. It gave me an error message that said it couldn't take the heat. I think it's only good for 600 watts. Pensacola Flipper says, good day, folks. I need to hit the like because today sucks. It does.
It sucks for us too.
But you know what? In perspective, all of us can have no sales, and we're in a better place than a lot of people are right now. So I'll take that. I think sometimes it's just a matter of you changing your mindset, and
I put more of that stuff on my mouth.
Oh, you're like the numbing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy. And we have someone that's making a suggestion. You need to smile more. There you go.
I can't.
Says billions on war and
peanuts
peanuts for the American taxpayer. I honestly think it would be good if we could select where and what we could spend our taxes on: roads, fire, environment, homeless. See, that's the way
but then you wouldn't get enough in one pot and too much in another pot. But the problem is the people who are holding the pots and filling the pots are not doing it correctly.
So the way it's supposed to work is we have representatives in Congress that are supposed to get the feedback from their constituents. That's us, the voter, for their area, right? They represent a county or an area, right? And then they're to take that and represent that stance in Congress. But of course they don't. They kind of all get together and figure out, well, we're going to do it this way, and they disregard what the constituents really want. Larry Todd, Media Mail is the best for heavy items. For heavy books, yes. For heavy books, a big stack of books, yes. Susan Phelps says, take 2 regular strength Tylenol on 3 Advil regular strength.
3. This is Tylenol.
Works like a charm.
And
is that your final answer?
3 Advil regular. 3 Advil.
Is that your final answer? Silver Hair says, say goodbye to that liver.
Yeah, I know. I don't like to take Tylenol or Advil or anything like that because, as most of you guys know, I am a migraine sufferer, and I don't like to take medication because of the fact that another reason being is I was in a very bad car accident and I got a lacerated liver, and that had to be stitched up. So I'm very careful when it comes to taking medications. I don't like to take a lot of them, but right now, not in this very second, but I have been in a lot of pain with this, whatever this is, for the last 2 days. And so I was taking 800. I took an 800 milligram Tylenol or ibuprofen, and it didn't even touch it. And so I took another one, which I don't like to do, and that made the pain stop. So I am also very tall. I can take a lot of medication and it doesn't do anything for me.
Maya says there's a banner on the Poshmark app at the top of the newsfeed. That might be it, because
maybe it's on the computer.
I'm looking at the computer right now. The feed, it's not there. It's not there. But it might be on the app. So most people use the app
because I looked at the app.
Maya said they may have taken it down by now.
Oh.
The End Zone Time says, what is USPS replacing small and medium tube boxes with? Anybody out there have the answer to that question? We don't buy those, or not buy them. We don't order the 2 boxes from them. Juan says, I'm really wondering about Josh's theory on growth. We're up 53% over last month. So the theory says we're in for a rough week next week. Then that's the other side of the coin, right? I really think that, if I was to receive a shipment of, let's say, iPhone 14, 15s, as compared to what I'm selling now, I mean, eBay would just allow me to sell, and I would be up there in growth in no time, because those things are going to sell very, very fast. It's hard to say. It's really hard to say if eBay has something like that. In theory, the idea that, the big sellers, right? They can sell and get discounts on their selling fees like they do, and pass that savings on to buyers. And in turn, their prices are lower because of that. They would get more sales. But I believe that eBay, on some level, is spreading the wealth, spreading the sales around. Maybe it's just your placement. Of course, the buyers are the one buying your items. eBay has no control over that, but they do have control over how your items presented to the buyer. And maybe it's presented that way. Now, if you have great stuff, it doesn't matter. You're going to be killing it. Maya says, yeah, John, I'm 100% with you. I'd rather just take the more sales and move more items, even with slightly higher fees.
Yeah.
The math is there. The math says that you're going to sell more items. You're going to be able to move and do that churn through more items, and you're going to make more money at the end of the week, which is kind of the metric I'm trying to push. How much are they depositing in my account? We do weekly payouts. So how much are they depositing at the end of the week? Mm-hmm. Andy says offshore strike postponed till January 1st. I thought it was the middle part of January, but they have somewhat of an agreement that they're going to be making, I think, 63% increase in their salaries or what they're making over a 6-year period.
But it's only a temporary agreement.
Beggars can't be choosers. $10 sales. Geez, hitting the like again. Hit it twice if you're going to hit it again. Rome Descendant says, smart men like John marry brilliant women like Jenna. Keep up the great show. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you for being
here. I'm not brilliant, but I do know a few things.
Nick says the only way someone would be happy with the new Poshmark fee is if they sell mostly items over $100. So if you're selling a $50 item, for instance, right? So at 20%, you're looking at, what is that? $40 you're getting, because that's 20% of 50. Now, if you do, and I don't know if you're probably in the $2 range at that point, plus 5.99%. But I think even if you're the $2 range, 5.99%, you're going to get like $43 or $44 instead of that 40 as a seller. So I think you're still making more money there. Maya says, yeah, I saw a lot of calculations people were doing. Lower priced items are going to actually have higher fees. So I need to look at that a little bit. I saw the chart, but the math in my mind still makes it so that something over like 30 or 40 bucks should make you more money than with that 20%. Mary J. Blige says, what a task batcher. What a task batcher.
It's Maddie J. Blige.
Maddie or Mary J.
Maddie.
Mary. Christine T. Anderson, please correct if wrong. Poshmark fees historically was just on the item sold price. Now the new structure, although lower percentage, includes taxes and shipping. Someone verify that, because I didn't check.
I don't think that we really, when it comes to Posh, we don't really pay too much attention. So fixed fees. So under $15 order price is $1.
Yeah.
15 to under 50 is $2. $50 and over is $3.
So order total. So the order price, they keep saying the order price plus 5.99. And in their chart, they have order price and order total. So according to what I'm seeing here, it's still off of the order price.
No. Look, go back up.
It's too much data here, but you can do a Google search for Poshmark seller fees, and you can get the chart here to see. Thrift Gorilla says, I dislike Bonanza because they have no human support. It's all the same canned responses.
Yeah, that is true.
And it's just like, I don't know.
I don't think they have anybody that works for them.
I think I pissed them off because I haven't made a sale in 6 months on there. Big Dre says, the boots that were returned just now have a few scratches. I want to give a partial refund, but my wife said that I just have to give a full refund. So here's the deal. Using the refund tool, know this, you're not getting your seller fees back if you adjust the refund. So if you adjust the refund and they're not getting a full refund, you're going to, it might be in some cases that it's about the same. I don't know how much your item is, but if you're giving like a 25% deduction and not 50%, it's like giving them a full refund after you get your credit for the selling fees. So the one thing you should do is try to see what happens if you're giving them a full refund. Click on refund, but don't finalize it, just to see the breakdown, and then go back, make your adjustments, and see what the breakdown is going to be. If it's a small amount, if we're talking like $5 or $10, I would just give them the full refund. Maya says, I think they're either trying to get away from dealing with low-priced items or want to get more profit on them to recoup what they lose due to returns on them. And then you need says, how many people have a listing uniform? Example, joggers, hoodie, flip-flops, t-shirt, suit. My uniform is whatever the hell I would get on, right? There's times that I'll be like, oh, I can't wear this for the live or, to do this video, and I'll change because I just wear random crap. I don't even care if
I wear lounge sets.
Andy says, I had to put my furnace on for the night, 46 degrees. Look at that. Scott Jerry, I list on my eBay items on Mercari. My eBay sales are up 40%. I've had 2 Mercari sales in 2 months. We don't get a lot of Mercari sales, but I don't think adding my account to Mercari is going to do any good. Probably not at all. No. Christine T. Anderson, thanks, Maya. So the decrease to 5.99% is not a truly one-to-one. Then add in the scale flat rate fee. And then she goes on to say, Maya says, it's not possible to calculate your earnings in advance because of the shipping/tax. It changes based on the sales tax and also on whether the shipping is $5.95 or $7.97. But they could separate it to where, okay, we know the fee because I didn't see on here where it says the fee is on the tax and the shipping. Maybe I'm wrong. And so that if that's the case, it would be hard to separate it. But if just off the item price, they should still be able to separate that so it's shown. Samantha says, John, I was a mall shopper, so I have clothing, accessories, and vintage toys, mine from childhood, and video consoles and games. Yes, I paid full price, so I'm taking a lower offer to get on board.
Mm-hmm. Most people are.
Yeah, and I think that's just the way it is, the market, right? So is someone willing to pay full price for an electronics item that is current and modern versus something that it's a nice to have, like something from their childhood? Maybe that'll change when I think the economy gets better.
Christine says, I'm asking all these questions, but I don't even sell on Poshmark.
Beard says, guaranteed lasts as long as you don't close your account. LMAO. Samantha says, continued, keep it moving,
Yeah, you were supposed to read that in conjunction.
Oh, keep it moving. SCG Collectibles, I hit the like on both your shows last week. Got no sale during John's show, but after I hit the like on Beard's show, I got 3 sales right in a row, even while the show was still going. See, that's the thing that you're missing, guys. I say 24 hours. So if you watch the show, you hit the like button, and then you meander over to Beard's Live, or you catch, say, Primo's replay, that you're still getting the karma from the like button on this show. It just hasn't hit yet. So have more patience than Beard. He only has 24 minutes of patience.
Not even that.
24 hours.
Seconds.
Have 24 hours of patience. And even if you're watching someone else's show, that sale is coming from the like from earlier. Larry Todd says, sometimes a good poop is applause worthy. When you get, I think when you get old, that's how you measure a good day, though.
What? Okay, we're not going here. Keep going.
We're getting there. Maya, it's due to cranial nerves. Many of them innervate multiple areas.
Yeah, I mean, I figured that, but it was just really strange how it happened.
You need gifts and books. Says, I had the clap so bad once, it sounded like an applause. I didn't mean to cause PTSD, though. SCG Collectibles says, Jenna, I think John is on your last nerve.
He is always on my last nerve.
Maya said, that's why when your dentist gives you anesthesia, I'm sure you mentioned anesthetic, whatever. I can't make these words like, why don't you say rural anesthetic? A large area will be numb, not just the tooth. So you can maybe bite your tongue by accident. Beard, thanks to tell the truth about Big Snack. Pumpkin. We've had this talk. The Quirky Picker says, thanks for the gift membership. And now that I have used both 3-inch tape and 2-inch tape, I love the 3-inch tape.
There you go. See,
yes.
Once you go big, you don't go back.
Is that a new saying?
Yes.
Okay.
I made it up.
Pensacola, thanks, got my offer to turn into a sale. Yes.
Nice.
Scott Jerry, I live in North Carolina, have shipped more items in state since the hurricane than ever before.
That's wild.
That's crazy. It's like they're trying to localize it for you.
Well, this last Monday when I was telling you guys everything that I shipped over the weekend was going to Florida. Like literally 90% of our packages went to Florida. It was wild.
Glenda says, Jenna, don't you wish he was a piñata so you could slap him with the stick?
Yes, many times.
You know what? We don't condone violence on this live stream. We have the goat is in the house. Pete, Craigslist Hunter, nice to see you, buddy. It's always awesome for you to grace us with your presence. Yes, it is. It is on. Scott says, I bought my first liquidation pallet this week. Why didn't I do this sooner? LOL. So hopefully that works out for you.
I hope it's nothing like what happened to us.
Well, it's something that keeps happening. You're just like, oh, I'm at the point where I'm pulling the good items out of their boxes, and I'm just bracing myself for disappointment. Right? Yeah. It's like we used to look for, wow, I can't wait to pull this $1,000 item out and see what condition it is and all that stuff. When I'm pulling out swap outs. and it's something that I'm going to put a video out. I already made the video out. Just got to put it out tomorrow for you guys. But it's just, is it going to deter me from doing liquidation? No, but it's definitely going to change how aggressive that I get with some of these lots, because if I get closer to 16% of MSRP, which is my max, you know, am I going to get disappointed?
What's happening
What's
now?
going on is what I'm asking.
You're saying something about the camera being unplugged.
I understand, but I didn't unplug it. My greatest folks are being denied $750.
Yes, they are.
Susan says, maybe Posh is using this as a way to make sellers lower the price to get more sale from buyers. Just curious. You might be right. Unfortunately, they come out with their canned reasoning, right? But they don't really tell us what's really going on, what the real discussions are on, you know, in the boardroom. Ashley Sims says, thank you for clarifying, Jenna. I've been following closely as well. Yeah. Just plain Bill, thanks for being here, Bill. I'm here just trying to fix my computer, but it's looking like it'll be listed for parts only. Let's see. Rob disagrees. He works in disaster recovery for his company and deal with this all the time. Whatever you're watching is misinforming you.
Well,
but what about the people that are saying
I hate to tell
this?
you, it's the people that are actually misplaced and applying for this measly $750 that's supposed to be an immediate help for people without any questions asked, right? No, these people are having to find internet service, find a computer to apply for $750 and then being turned down or denied because their income is too high, in which they are now homeless and they're not getting any assistance. They are in fact being denied.
Maya says, so it is that they aren't going to get the payments until Congress comes back in session. I heard FEMA is running short of money.
Mm-hmm. It's all very terrible what's going on. And you're not going to hear the big, media outlets talking about it. It's a very bad situation.
This is the thing, and I'll just say this. I think we can all agree. Forget this. Well, let's not forget this storm, right? We just put it on the back burner just for a second. What about our veterans that have, for whatever reason, found themselves in a place where they can't find shelter? They have no means to take care of themselves. We have that. It's rampant in this country, yet we can afford to support these wars and crazy killing people. I just can't stand it. EVS says, one crushed clove above the tooth might sting a bit, will numb it, have used it, might also need a hot cloth on cheek. Sounds like a sinus.
Yeah, I almost was thinking sinus too, because it's right here. And, there's the sinus. And I only have a headache on one side. It's all just very strange. And that's why I haven't rushed to a dentist. Because if it can stop hurting, I don't see a cavity. So
Ashley says, yeah, they allocated FEMA funds to something and now it's depleted. It's right on the government FEMA page. It's upsetting. So FEMA is saying it themselves.
Beyond infuriating.
S. Latina, right on, Jenna. The people holding the pots are choosing where they want our money to go as its best benefits their political future and fortune. And my thing is, take care of the folks at home before you start taking care of like wars across the pond. That's just the way I look at it. Maya, can you imagine how bogged down we would be? We did taxes that way. It wouldn't just be Congress fighting about it. People would be out in the streets fighting about it. Yeah. Beard says, Joni wants you to know Advil works on the kidneys, not the liver. Thanks, silver hair. And that public service, this public service announcement's been brought to you by Pumpkin. Maya Koyama, not just that, but all of our foreign allies would be pissed because Americans are uneducated about world issues. Yeah, and why is that? I'll let you guys answer that one. My Gerda says, my bulk labels glitched again this morning. Called to see if I can retrieve them because you used to be able to do so. Nope, I had to print 12 labels one by one. Rep acknowledged glitches today.
I run labels one by one anyway.
Maya says most Americans are not informed enough to make proper decisions regarding international relations. Yeah, just not informed, and I think that's by design.
Yeah.
Being Lisa says there are YouTube videos for hypnotherapy for migraines. They gently put you into sleep for a little 30-minute nap, and the relief is amazing. I get migraines too, and don't like to use any kind of pill.
Have you ever had it done, Lisa? I would like some. I would love to hear your thoughts on it because I've heard the same thing. That's just a little.
Well, if it's on YouTube, why don't you try?
scary.
Why don't you try it? Try to look for the video and do the little.
I know, but how much does that cost?
You know, it's like back and forth. Like watch the.
No, I don't think that's how they do it.
Okay.
That's all.
Is that what is that called? That's what is that program from the 60s? Where they
MK Ultra.
Yeah, maybe that's MK Ultra action.
Ultra is way more evil.
Ping G says, I don't think USPS is replacing the 2 boxes, but people aren't using them because of the surcharges for boxes longer than 22 inches.
I didn't know they even had 2 boxes because
we never bought it. We never. I say buy them. We never ordered them from USPS.
Yeah.
Duncan says it's important to have a backup income, not just to rely on eBay sales. I invest a lot of money in dividend stocks. Yes, I agree. But it's about opportunity, though, too. You know, I think everyone would be on board with that. But it's about what do I do? So, like, we got YouTube, right? That's a little bit of income. It's not a whole lot, but it sure is nice, you know, every month to have that money coming in. It's finding things to do with your time. Pensacola Flipper, it's been a while, but have you heard anything else from Ground Advantage Supplies for free?
No,
I haven't. And I think I should reach out. The guy sent me his email address, and maybe I should reach out.
That would be nice.
Well, they have the videos that show the branded boxes and all that, and they told me that they were going to come out.
I thought that was supposed to be like was it the end of this year?
It was supposed to be by about now. So maybe they're coming, maybe they're not, you know, but I'm only as good as the information that I got. I promise you guys, I wasn't pulling that one out of my ass. I wasn't. As soon as I got that word from that person and they were able to verify who they were, we had a good conversation about the different programs that I was like, okay, I'm going to pass this on to you guys. At least look out for it. Beard says 3 sales during the show. Dang you. Meal. Pensacola Flipper, have you heard anything new about AI listings on eBay through eBay? No, I haven't heard anything about, you know, eBay is an AI company. They have even a lot of their internal processes is through AI, right? They have AI running a lot of the stuff in the background. But that is the one thing that I'm looking forward to. Hopefully that's something they're working on down the road where we just put in a UPC and it fills in everything but the condition. That would be cool, but not every item has UPCs. I understand that, but that would be a cool start at least.
Has that ticker been going on the whole time?
It has. You don't like it? Is it annoying you?
No, I just didn't notice it before.
Yeah, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, guys. If you haven't subscribed already, do hit the subscribe button, and you'll be notified by hitting the notification bell when we do our lives or make another video. Scott Jerry says, I saw your short on the vintage Playboys. Estate sale gave me a vintage Playboy collection because they didn't want to sell them. I made $300 to $400
on eBay.
That's awesome. Well, I don't know where he sold them.
I know. I'm not asking you.
But people are selling them on eBay, I think. But when I looked up some of these, they're not selling for all that much. Being Lisa, I'm feeling so done with Poshmark. How does Mercari probably do their fees? They pass on the fee to the 10% fee to the buyer, but I really think that hurts the number of buyers that are on the platform because they see that and they're like, "Ooh, sticker shock." Maybe they're about to buy your item and they choose otherwise and they click away. Beer says yes, fees on shipping and taxes. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if Poshmark was to do that. Duncan, what's one thing you can do, John, to improve your daily inventory process? Well, the one thing I can do to improve my daily inventory process is the plan that I have in place. And I'm not going to utilize that plan until I get these 2 pallets listed. So once these 2 pallets are listed, I'm going to have two clear racks right? I'm going to now go to my storage unit, do the initial testing. So all that's going to be batched out and testing. The stuff that tests out, going to go in the main store. The stuff that doesn't is going to be parted out where possible. I'm going to bring that home. And now I have my stuff ready to list. I got to clean it because I've already tested it. Clean it, photo, done. Clean it, photo, done. Batch that out. And now, my drafts are already created. Add the photos to the listing. Add the weight of my shipping, location of where I'm putting it, and launch it. So it's cutting out processes that I'm kind of doing here and kind of doing there. It's going to simplify it and streamline a little bit more for me. Nick says, yes, that's true. It is now on the whole order, including shipping and taxes on the Poshmark fees. So that could be, was the 20% before on just the price of the item? I think that's what it was. Mike Seller, South Dakota, greetings to John, Jenna, and FA family. Just got a sale, so I thought I'd better jump on and hit the like button. There you go. Thanks for hitting that like button. I appreciate that.
Give Ranger some pets for me.
Maya, it looks like the 1, 2, 3 is based on the order price. The percentage fee is based on the order total, price, shipping, and tax. Mm-hmm. So now that makes sense. That's why some people could be paying more with this fee structure. Yeah. Christine says, I'm asking all these questions and I don't even sell on Poshmark. Oh, you just read that earlier. Yeah. Chastity says, when Mercari made their fee changes, everyone freaked and said buyers would leave. They're still buying. I'm not going to fret over how new Poshmark fees. I don't think it's going to change sales much.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
If they want your item bad enough, they'll be willing to pay the 6%, right? Joe and Wally says, hello, guys and girls from sweltering North California today. 98 degrees, been doing eBay auctions on my items and seems to be good. Sales since beginning of September till now have been great. That's good. Good
to hear.
That means you got to stay the course, keep doing what you're doing, right? Don't make any changes until something happens. Christine says, why is patience a virtue? Why can't hurry the F up be a virtue?
That's what I'm saying.
Especially when you're in traffic and that guy's like on his phone and he won't go in the light screen. Duncan VR, hit the like button for a free chargeback. Not on this show, says John. That's on Beard's
only on
show.
Beard's.
So you hit the like button on Pumpkin Show, you're going to get a maybe not a chargeback. You might get a change my mind or wrong size don't fit return. Sherman Volkman, it's a good day if you wake up. Yes.
That's a fact.
I mean, that's the statement of the day. I think we take that, all of us take that way, way, way for granted. You wake up, you have an opportunity to make an impact on how things are going to be for your day. So nothing's scripted, right? Like, oh, today's going to be a crappy day. Not going to get any sales. If you wake up with that mindset, then it's probably going to happen that way. So wake up with a little bit more optimism that, you know what, I'm going to get out there, I'm going to bust my ass, and I'm going to make it happen. And maybe yesterday I didn't bust my ass, but if I start taking this mindset and work a little harder, maybe and a little smarter, you're going to find better results than if you don't. Chastity says, sounds like John needs to hit Beard with IP violation of the like button sale. No, it's all karma based, so I can't do anything about it. Duncan says, playing any golf this weekend?
No.
So we have distractions.
We have our son and our daughter-in-law coming tonight.
Yes. So our distractions are coming. And my son wants to go and play some cards or something, do the thing. And of course, we're probably going to have some barbecuing going on and stuff. So I'm also getting listings scheduled so that I minimize the time that I'm in front of my computer. So yeah, it's no golf this weekend. Susan says, I meant to say Advil. We know that now. You want, you need says, great to see you two laughing and enjoying yourselves. Laughter is the best medicine. Yeah, we laugh at everything. We make the best out of even bad situations, Maya, that's horrible. These swap outs are out of control. Thanks, Amazon.
Oh my God, it's absolutely horrendous.
It is really bad. I got another one. It was the second item in this palette, and it was supposed to be a Thunderbolt 4 like dock. It's for like if you have a MacBook and you're trying to connect multiple monitors to this thing. And this one was like one of the top of the line ones. MSRP on it was like $500. I'm thinking, cool. The used solds on this are like $300, and I get one from a different brand. It's a lesser model, and I think I listed it. Tests out okay. I think I listed it for like $100. It's like, you got to be kidding me. Another swap out. So someone took their lesser model, upgraded on Amazon's dime, did it for free. Duncan, no offense, but $750 relief is bullshit. You just can't last a day, and you have to apply for it. Ridiculous. Yep.
It is absolutely disgraceful.
Beard wants a revolution, and Sherman says
maybe
maybe
take a revolution is what's going to need.
Maybe we can get some of that money back from the Ukraine people.
Maybe they can give us our money back, and we can help our own people.
Reality smacks. Let you tell it, John. Damn skimpy. Skippy, not skimpy. Skimpy is how you describe hitting Beard's like button. That's kind of skimpy. The sales are skimpy.
Oh, wow.
Swamp Picker. Hello, the warm up show for Scott.
Yeah.
Duncan, it happens here. Do we have people struggling living in cars and tents, and they spend millions on missiles? Now they spend billions on nuclear subs. They can't even look after the average families here. And Duncan's in Australia, and they do the same stuff over there. Prices through the roof for the things you need to live. You need $2 million just to make it.
That's isn't it? It's disgusting, right?
Here's one. Sherman says, I can stop your headache. Stop putting phones to your head.
I don't put a phone to my head ever.
Reality Smack says they always have funds for war because they want to depopulate humanity and not save it. Who knows? But I'm tired of it. I'm tired of seeing bombs go off and stuff. To me, you know what? Bombs should be left for movies. You know, when you're taking yourself out of reality, watch some like action movies or something. But when you're seeing it in real life, it's very sobering. You need gifts, goods, and books. The world would be a better place if we could all show a little compassion, care, and concerns for one another. A little kindness and consideration can go a long way. Make love, not war. But it's just the mindset nowadays. You got people that, I mean, look at just the basic things. People running. Is this just a Vegas thing? Or when the light turns red, almost every time someone's still running the damn light because they just can't wait another minute for the light to turn green. They're just, it's like rampant out here. You see people do all these inconsiderate things. That's just one example. And it just 20, 30 years ago, we didn't have that kind of a problem.
Oh, Scott does sell them on eBay.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Now, do you get any takedown notices? Because I know Josh Galton had mentioned that they did that to him. Thrift Gorilla. I sell Playboy magazines on eBay. I overly cover everything just to be in good graces with eBay. I did get a bulk listing taken down on eBay for catering specifically to adult content. I would have called eBay and said, but what about the articles? They're so good. Andy says, my mail carrier told me they will let me know when that comes out. Oh, the boxes for Grand Advantage.
Oh.
So it's a thing. They just slow in getting it implemented. Duncan says, still waiting for my sale, Jenna. I'm praying a sale comes soon, but nothing yet. But crickets, I'll hit the like again to see if eBay wakes up. Don't hit the like
Don't
again.
hit the like.
If you hit it, even if you hit it 2 times, 4 times, 6 times, 8 times, it's the same as hitting it none. It undoes your like. So just hit it once or 3 times, but nothing even. And it takes 24 hours, by the way, or up to 24 hours. Big meal. I mentioned this on PPP. I guess you were ignoring me. I may have not heard that. Mad Hatter Brett says, I had a Posh notification that someone doing a live show was trying to sell my item. Posh asked me to set my auction price. Not sure how or what I was supposed to do. It was for a Mavs hat. So you were picked for like a item for a show item, right?
Yeah, it's happened to us one time, and I thought it was the strangest thing ever. Like, how is somebody selling my item? Like, why does this even exist? So I mean, I played the game. I set a price. I mean, the item didn't sell. Yeah. So I
look at it as more exposure, right? So the person showing your item is not getting paid. It's you. So more opportunity to get seen. So how's the baby? Hope everyone's doing good. Mom and the baby are fine.
I hope everyone's great.
John Gaynor says, hi, Jenna and John. How many hours per day do you spend on dealing with listing, getting orders together for shipping, and buying items? This show people what it takes to become a full-time seller. I spend In the evening, I probably spend about 2 hours, and then I'm spending
You spend
throughout
in the
the
evening
day
2 hours doing what?
shopping for buying items. So buying items right there. So she does the shipping. So for me, it's buying items, sourcing items, looking at pallets, looking at individual items, and that sort of thing. I'd say in a day, probably 3 hours worth of sourcing per day. Samantha, okay, John and Jenna, have a good weekend. Look forward to see you Monday. FA viewers, enjoy your weekend. Bye. Love the ending music tune, John. Thanks. Well, thank you. Hopefully you get to hear it before we go, which won't be very long. Integrity Sales, only been on eBay for 10 months, and you guys have been the biggest help. Thank you. Great stuff. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate you coming by and
We would be honored if you would join us.
and hanging out with us.
That's awesome.
Beard says, I already named my show a disaster. Now it will be the roast of Big Snack.
Oh God.
I won't come on if you roast me. Come on, I get enough of it throughout the week. Sherman says, charity begins at home. So what? FEMA.
What the
FEMA? Bearded Picker wears a skimpy listing uniform, JJ.
He wears the big girl panties.
Honor Squad says, running lights is out of control here in Washington.
Yeah, it's really out of control here. And wrong way drivers.
No takedown notices on Playboys. Christine says, make tender and awkward sexual advances, not war. Scott says, oh, and I sold a shop vac during the show. Yes.
Nice.
I got a couple that I have to list. I just haven't gotten to those yet. Beard says, I hit the like 7 times. 4 sales, ignore meal. Yes.
Skip 4.
You won't come on. Don't threaten me. See, this is how the shows always seem to end, with going off the rails. But you know what? We enjoy each and every one of you guys being here with us. Another Friday. Hopefully you guys end the week with a bang, with a lot of sales, doing better than what we're doing. But you know what? We're not going to let that discourage us. I'm not going to allow results. So you can't be results oriented in this business. Now you can let results help you figure out what direction to go, or maybe take data and maybe eliminate things to sell or lower your prices, right? You can use results for that. But I'm not going to allow a bad day to stop me from getting up in the morning with this same kind of mentality that I'm going to kill it. And I don't care what the results are that day. I'm going to bust my ass and let the chips fall where they may. But integrating that into what you do every day is yet another example of how flipping ain't easy. I want to thank each and every one of you guys for being here. And thank you to our members. We will be here on Monday's show, same time, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern. And look for my video that's going to drop sometime over the weekend. And also the Profit Playbook podcast episode tomorrow at 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern. And don't forget to jump over to Pumpkin's channel. He goes by the Bearded Picker, or Bearded Picker,
AKA Moist Pumpkin.
Yes. Go over there and hang out, and let's continue the conversation over there. So
have a great weekend, everyone. We love you.